Today we're going to be generating coloring book pages within Midjourney, and I'm going to show you how. Let's do it. First things first, we need a prompt to create the coloring book pages. So here's a good one. I'm going to put it in the description, and then as we go throughout this video, we're going to add different parameters, and I'll show you how to get the image to be a little bit more fun and exciting as well. But here's the very basic prompt, and then you would just have to add whatever you want the subject of the image to be before it. So let's do cartoon cat, and then this prompt just says black and white illustration, coloring page on a white background, line drawing style. So let's see what this creates. Okay, so that's a pretty good start. We can make these images even better. What we're gonna do is come back down here, and we're gonna do the same prompt, but this time we're gonna add a couple of parameters to the end. So the first one's going to be aspect ratio, and the normal standard coloring book page is this size. And then I also want to change the stylize parameter and crank it up in Midjourney just so it has a little bit more creative power to make some more interesting images. So the default is 200, and we can crank it all the way up to 1000, so that's what we're going to do. Nice. So you can see these fit more of a standard page size, and the images are a little bit more interesting than before because of that stylized parameter. The next thing that I want to do is create a custom option set so that we don't have to type this whole thing out every single time. So what we're going to do is type prefer option set, and then we're going to name the option. So I'm going to call it coloring, and then we're going to tab over and click this button for value. And this is where we paste in, what we had before or whatever we want this option set to be. And then I'm also going to make sure there's a comma at the end here, just because I don't want to have to type the comma every single time that I do a prompt. So if we click enter, it should have created our custom option, and I'll show you what that looks like to use it. Let's create a different prompt. So we're going to do \imagine, and then let's do cartoon dog instead of cat. And all we have to do, since we have that new option, is do -- coloring. And then when we click enter, it should add that whole thing to the end of our prompt. Perfect. So you can see on the end of our prompt here, it added everything that we wanted it to without typing that whole thing out every single time. And the images turned out great. These are some adorable puppies. Lastly, I just want to show you how to spice up your images a little bit. So what I do for this is go to Google, find an image that you like. So, Google coloring book pages, cats, and then whatever else you want it to look like. And what you can do is copy that image and then come into Midjourney and type in this command \describe. Paste that image in. So as you can see, I found an image of a cat with flowers in the background. And when we click enter, what it's gonna do is spit out prompts that Midjourney would expect you to put in to generate this image. So what I like to do is just take my favorite parts from one or a couple of these and add them into my own prompt. I kind of like the end of this second prompt here with the descriptive words that it has. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna do cartoon cat. We're gonna add this in, and then we're gonna put our custom option at the end here and see if we come up with something better. Okay, so these images came out far different than the ones before it. As you can see, the background is much more detailed. I'm really liking this top right and the bottom right image. And it just goes to show you that with reverse engineering using that describe feature, and then also, just inputting your own unique prompts, you can come up with some very creative, very cool pages for your coloring book. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more.